Hi, my name is Rebecca Powers with SLCT, and here is what's happening in Sterling and Lancaster. Sterling-Lancaster Community Television has a new show called Community Focus with Lex Thomas. This show is dedicated to informing citizens of what is happening in local government from the officials running the town. You can watch this show all week after Podoption or watch it anytime on YouTube. Just search Sterling-Lancaster Community Television. The Sterling Spring Rabies and Microchip Clinic will be held on March 9th at the VCA Animal Hospital in Sterling. Cats and carriers are from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., and dogs on leashes are from 10 to 11 a.m. For more information, call 978-422-6262. The town clerks would like me to remind you that dog licenses are due, and if you don't register before March 31st, late fees will be due.
I'm Lex Thomas, editor of Sterling Meeting House News and editor-at-large here at Sterling-Lancaster Community Television. One of the things that's been getting a lot of attention in both the towns of Sterling and Lancaster these days is town planning, and I am delighted to have with me today Mike Antonellis. He is the brand new town planner. He just came on at the beginning of January here in Lancaster. Mike, welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me, first of all, what is the function of a town planner? What does a town planner do?
Sure. Well, the town planner, in the case of Lancaster, there are different functions town to town. But for town planner in this town, I serve as staff to the planning board as well as the Board of Appeals primarily. What that is I serve as technical staff to them, preparing the meetings. I also prepare the applications that we receive to our office. So I go over the applications that are received. I give the boards an overview of what those applications are. I compare those applications to the applicable regulations and codes that are required for the different types of applications depending on what the development is. So that's, I'd say, the primary function of the town planner. There are also plenty of other things that we do in town.
Sure.
Been getting a lot of calls recently about the community development block grant that the town has administered in Congress with the Montechusett Regional Planning Agency. Mm-hmm. So helping folks who had applied to that program back in 2006, 2005, figuring out where they are in terms of those loans. So that's very different sort of things you think of the town planner who we work on the development of a town, but we also work on almost like a banking function for administrating those loans through the CDBG.
Now, when you talk about applications that are coming into the planning board and whatnot, that is dealing with both residential and business applications. What are the sorts of applications that are coming in?
For sure, thanks for clarifying. It's all of that. To answer your question, it's a range of things. We're dealing right now with, as well as many other towns are dealing with, solar panels, large solar farms coming into towns that require a lot of land to go in. So in Lancaster, that requires, depending on where it's located in town, zone by zone, we have a residential zone. Our residential zone is most of the town, and then we have other zones with zoning overlay districts that are specific towards allowing solar in town, as well as certain other types of businesses. So those applications require what we call site plan approval, which is sort of what it sounds like. It's a review of the plan that they've prepared on paper. Typically an engineer or surveyor, or sometimes both, prepare a plan for the board to review that shows where everything is going to be located on that land. And then we compare what they've shown with, again, the applicable codes that we have here in town. And then just as well looking at things that we think would work best on a particular site. Now, solar is something that, what are you really looking for the placement of a solar panel? It's really going to be largely dictated by the angle of the sun, right? That's what they want to capture. But if you're talking something about more of a commercial type development, whether it be larger or smaller, what you're really looking at is where that building is, assuming it's a brand new building, where that building is situated on the land, how the parking is going to integrate with that, how do you best integrate the building, the parking to interfacing with the street and pedestrians, how does it all come together? And that's a part of what I do through my review, but it's just something that the planning board also comments on.
I'm really focusing here on, you're making it very clear that the planning part here is so important. This is something that you're clearly looking at Lancaster's future as well, in terms of these are projects that are going to be here and that are going to serve the town or impact the town for many, many years. And so it really seems that you need to be quite forward thinking in your approach as well, and be thinking of the town's future as well as the present.
That's definitely something that probably the number one consideration when I'm looking at a plan is, how does this benefit the community? How can I, as a professional, make comment or suggestion to help improve the design that it does benefit the community? If I see something that stands out, as far as, something simple like a parking space located a little bit too close to the road, angled in a way that would possibly create the likelihood of vehicular conflict, an accident or something like that. So there's some things that on the minor kind of design side that I keep in mind. But larger impact, again, like I mentioned, including pedestrian amenities to help create a walkable area, depending on where it is. It's all about context. So if you're in a downtown, you want those pedestrian amenities, and you want to integrate that streetscape. But if it's not downtown, you look for, you might not want those sort of things.
How does one get to be a town planner? What's your background? And
you go to UMass Amherst and you get a master's degree in regional planning. But there are a number of planning schools around the country that are certified by the American Planning Association, APA.
Right.
We have, I believe it's 4 here in Massachusetts: UMass, Tufts, Harvard, and MIT are the 4 that are certified planning schools. But there are also other schools that focus, that provide some sort of degree that is focused towards planning, whether it's a community development degree or something of the sort. I got interested in it just coming out of my undergrad from, again, UMass Amherst. I got my undergrad in economics, looking for something to do with an economics degree back in 2009, where it wasn't a lot. But I contacted my local planner at the time. I was in Mansfield, Massachusetts, and just was interested to see what a planner does. What does that entail? And that inspired me to then follow up and get my graduate degree, which I did, and then I came here.
Excellent.
Not immediately, but yeah.
I'm not going to, seeing as you're so new to the job here and to the position here in Lancaster, I'm not going to put you on the spot right now and ask you about all your plans and what Lancaster can really expect.
Sure.
We will save that, though, for another interview that actually Michael is going to be interviewing with me on Community Forum, which we are going to take next week, focusing on the town planners of both Sterling and Lancaster, and at that point we'll get a little bit more detail on what people can expect and the sorts of projects that you're dealing with here. Congratulations and welcome to Lancaster, and thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
The American Legion Hiram O. Taylor Post 189 will be holding a meat raffle on March 10th at 1 p.m. The raffle will be held at the 8 Point Sportsman's Club, located at 147 Beeman Road in Sterling. Discover the Owls of New England at the Thayer Memorial Library on March 19th. Photographer Peter Christoph will present his photos at 6:30 p.m. The Lancaster Community Center is hosting a free paint party on March 13th. Paint a seasonal picture to take home. All of the supplies are provided. Registration for this event is required by calling 978-733-4076. The Lancaster Council on Aging is looking for more board members. You do not have to be a senior, only have a desire to help Lancaster seniors. Meetings are once a month, usually on the third Wednesday of the month. For more information, call 978-733-1249. I'm Rebecca Powers, and that's what's happening.